Hi folks, this is Karim Raouf from our IT Visualizer channel. We will continue our lab, the matrix labs, the video number 107. We have been discussing in the previous video the following. We are still working with the Claude 3.5 AI generated case concerning the SFC and DISM commandlets, how we can use it to repair a Windows operating system. We have seen that we have a scenario that we have a couple of users from the accounting department, 20 users that have or encountered a problem after a Windows update, that their Excel program is not working, and because of a missing DLL file. We have seen how we can handle a situation like that. We need to use the SFC, and if the SFC is not working, we need to go to the DISM, and then after that run the SFC again. And we have seen that Claude is generating a fantastic scenario. We have seen that he had generated a lot of useful scripts, how we can use them, and actually we didn't stop at the situation where the SFC and DISM is involved. What if both didn't or wasn't able to solve the issue? And what if also reinstalling the Excel program didn't solve the issue? So we can go to the third situation where we need to make an in-place upgrade. We have also involved, or we have deeply uh, discussed this issue, or we are currently in that situation. We have an in-place upgrade. We have begin the process of in-place upgrade. Also, there is a lot of scripts involved in this process. We have stopped the last time at the in-place upgrade, where we have this diagram. We have finished phase 1, which is copying files, checking compatibility, preparing updates. We are in the phase of, or we have also finished phase 2, which is backup user data, saving setting. We have phase 3, OS installation, installing core OS files, and then we are applying updates. And now we are at the phase 4, which is migration of user data if there is, and restoring, so migration, restoring user data, and configuring setting. So we are now currently at this phase, and as we go further, we see that Claude is generating scripts for every phase or every process along the way, from the SFC until now. So if we go to the this phase, which is now we are currently in the data migration phase, here we can see that we have, after installing the operating system core OS, or installing the main operating system, we have a first reboot, and now we are in the data migration phase. We need to copy user files, save setting. Here we have a progress from 30 to 60% of the installation process, and after that we will have a second reboot, okay, which will have driver installations, okay, which is installing drivers, configuring hardware, 60 to 80%. And we have at the end we have the final setup, which is Windows update, user setting, progress 80 to 100%. So one question was introduced during this phase. What we should expect after the first reboot, and is there anything we need to do when it reboots, or does it handle everything automatically? So the scripts that are provided by Claude, one point was missing in all of those scripts. What if a reboot is done? Will the script will continue automatically, or what we should do? So this also I have take notice of this point, and I will ask him later when he give me the final in-place upgrades, in-place upgrade script. So all of these scripts are small scripts that handle a certain phase of the in-place upgrade. I need the whole script at the end, so I asked him to provide the whole script at the end, and also I told him, what if there is a reboot during the in-place upgrade? Will the script restart automatically, or what we should do? So let's continue with the with the answer of Claude. Now the junior is asking this question. So senior admin coding, let me explain what to expect in the next phase after the reboot. So this is the diagram, and then we have another script which is here post reboot monitor. He is monitoring the phase of the after the reboot. We can see we have two phases, data migration and driver installation. Now he is currently monitoring these two, or we are currently in these two phases. Okay, so the script will monitor this phase. As you can see here, he is monitoring the phase, and we also see the script is going to the state.ini, which is the file that contains the processes of the in-place upgrade. So you can know at which phase you are currently in the upgrade process from fetching or from seeing the content of the state.ini file. We have seen before that there is a Microsoft URL that you can see and you can open it. It will give you the content of the state.ini, and it will give you what are this content exactly, which refers to the in-place upgrade uh, different phases. Okay, we have seen this before in the previous video. Okay, so now what we need to do here is checking the current phase. As we can see here, he is trying to open the state.ini file and see its content. Then we can see here that he is saying that setting up Windows. After seeing the file, he will display this phrase, setting up Windows, and then he will begin. He will, after seeing this file, he will try to see or monitor the process of a file called setup host and trusted installer. These are I think two files that are involved in the in-place upgrade process. He is trying to see the process of these two, and he is saying that this first file, its process is involving the setup of Windows. As for the trusted installer, he is, I think, referring to installing updates or Windows updates. And now if we go further, we will see uh, after seeing those, he will put current activity. I think maybe he is referring to maybe data migration or drive installation. I think here trusted installer is referring to install updates or driver updates. Okay, as for the host setup, I think it's referring to the data migration phase anyway. At the end, he will give you your current activity at the end, and then he will also monitor the processor, memory, and physical disk. At the end, he will give you the system metrics, the CPU usage, the memory available, and the disk queue. So let's see here what we should expect from this script. During data migration, it will be from 30 to 45 minutes, high disk activity, copying files, moderate CPU usage, progress bar may pause at times, normal. Then we have the driver installation phase. It's from 15 to 30 minutes, short spikes in CPU usage, multiple device manager events, screen may flicker occasionally. Yes, that's correct. This maybe will happen if you are installing the display driver. Okay, during final setup, the last one, we will see Windows Update activity, service configuration, user profile restoration. Uh, Important note, the system will reboot 2 or 3 times automatically. Do not interrupt any reboot. Progress might seem stuck at certain percentages. Total time about 90 to 120 minutes. So here want me to explain each metric means during these phases. First of all, I need to take this script uh, because here I think uh, I need to confirm that setup host and trusted installer, these two phases are are the one responsible for setting up Windows and installing updates. So you copy this one and ask uh, Gemini to explain it. Let's go further and ask AI tools to explain explain these things. If we go there and let's go and create a new prompt, and then we can go and ask also ChatGPT Now we can go and explain this script in simple terms. Let's see how we will explain this script. Now we can run it, and then we can go and ask the same for ChatGPT. Explain this script in simple terms. So now we have a couple of things here. Now we can go like that and tell him explain. So what we can see here from the explanation, we can see here that is a live dashboard. That's correct. Show you what your computer is doing after it restarts, particularly during a Windows setup or update progress. Think of it like behind the scenes look at the installation. It keeps running until you manually stop it. Okay, so he's here explaining the script. These are the phases, the loopback. Let me here, I want here to stop at that. Check what's happening. So now he is going to see this file, tries to read this file that Windows uses during setup. This file usually contains information about the setup process, state.ini. Okay. Current activity. This is the most important part. It tries to figure out what your computer is currently busy with. Okay, so this is one thing. Here is setup host. Check if a process named setup host is running. If it it means Windows is actively or it means Windows actively setting up Windows. As for trusted installer, this is responsible for installing Windows updates. If it's running, then the activity is installing updates. If neither of those is running, it says processing. This is a catch all for other things the computer might be doing. So these two, one for the updates and other for the setup host. Okay, and he's monitoring the system performance. In a sense, the scripts do the following repeatedly. Clears the screen, show a title, figure out if Windows is setting up, installing updates, or doing something else, measure and display CPU usage, available memory, and disk activity, waits for 5 seconds, repeat from step 1. Okay. Okay, the script helps you to monitor your computer activity and resource usage during the potentially length post reboot phase of Windows installation or update. It provides a real-time view of what's happening and how your system resources are being used. Okay, so that's correct. If we go to ChatGPT and ask him the same question, also we can see I only need to see the part concerning the setup host. The process setup host is running includes setup so and so trusted installer. So he's saying here he is reading the script. I need to make sure that setup host and trusted installer are responsible for Windows update. I need to ask a question. What does setup host do and what does trusted installer do? So at the end, the same are saying final summary. The process is a post reboot monitor. It continuously checks and displays what the system is doing, whether setting up Windows, installing update, or just processing, while also showing key performance metrics, CPU, memory, and disk usage. This script is useful for tracking system activity immediately after a reboot, providing a live view of both setup progress and the overall system health. So, one question to be asked to Perplexity, which can be a good thing because it will search the internet for the data that he will retrieve. So now we can go and ask this question. We have this question to be asked. What does these two files do during an in place upgrade for Windows. Now we have this file, which is setup host. Copy and do like that, and we can go to the other one, which is trusted installer. Let's see what those two will do. Okay, copy, and now we can go like that and put like this one, and let's see what will be the answer. Now we can go to the pro search and do like that. So during an in-place upgrade, setup host XE, a modern setup host, and trusted installer play distinct but crucial roles. Setup host manage the installation process, oversees the installation of Windows Update, including major feature updates and cumulative updates by coordinating the setup process and executing installation tasks. Prepares the system, it helps prepare the system for updates, apply new features, so system files are compatible with the latest version. Compatibility check before initializing an update or upgrade. Modern setup host performs compatibility check to ensure that the system meets requirements for the Windows version. Download installation files. Download installation files and updates from Microsoft Server, ensuring users have access to the latest Windows update and release. As for the trusted installer, install, modify, and remove updates. Is responsible for helping install, modify, and remove updates and other Windows components. Protects system files. Trusted installer prevents modification to critical system files. Safeguard the operating system integrity. Resource usage. After updates are installed, trusted installer performs cleanup task, which can sometimes lead to high RAM and CPU usage until the machine is restarted. In essence, setup host orchestrates the upgrade process, while installer DXE focuses on installing and protecting the update system files. Okay, so it seems to have something related to the upgrade process, updates, and so on. So he is monitoring the process of these two. Okay, anyway, so now we are waiting for them to finish. Let's continue with the answer of the senior admin. Let me break down what matrix means by these phases. So here he is describing the matrix or matrix for what, for example, let me show you here. If the disk queue activity is greater, less than 1, then this is normal. If Q is 1 and 2, we have a very high load on the disk activity. Q less than 2, potential issue. So less than 1, it's normal. 1 or 2, we have heavy load. Less than 2, we have potential issue. Memory pattern, less than 2 gigabytes, warning. 2 to 4, normal. Less than 4 gigabyte, optimal. CPU usage pattern, we have from 0 to 20 too low, 30 to 60% normal, 80 to 100% peak activity. So we can see here he is explaining all of these metrics related to the in-place upgrade. We can see, I don't know where he get this kind of data, but anyway, I think this can be logic data calculated. Anyway, we can see here he is trying to put an in-place or a perfect in-place upgrade, try to make it simple and speculate or forecast the problems that may arise from an in-place upgrade process. Okay, so now we can go and continue with the answer. Now we can see enhances metric monitoring with interception. So I think this is the script that will give you these errors. For example, he will monitor the disk activity. If it's less than 1, he will give you normal. If it's 1 to 2, he will give you heavy load, something like that. Let me see. That's what I was talking about. For example, if the CPU is less than 20, he will display warning, usually low activity. More than 60, normal upgrade activity. the default is peak processing phase. So we can see this is very, very good, because sometimes during the in-place upgrade, if it is stuck, we don't know what is the problem. We need to manually go and see the task manager to see what's happening exactly. So a script like that will help us greatly to identify what is the problem. If it's a problem of the CPU, a problem of the memory, or a problem of the CPU or memory or disk. Okay, so this is good. Let me explain what these metrics mean in each phase. We can see data migration phase, CPU expected to be 30 to 60% file copying. So this is by setup host. I think this is related to this one. Memory should be stay above 2 free, 2 gigabyte free. Disk high activity normal 100 plus megabyte per second. Driver installation phase, CPU will spike 80 to 100% briefly. Memory might drop temporarily. Disk moderate sports activity. Final setup phase, CPU generally 20 to 40%. Memory should return to normal. Disk short burst of activity. Warning signs to watch: CPU below 10 for 5 minutes, memory below 1 gigabyte free, disk queue consistently above 2. Okay, so this also, I think here is the the setup, or the dialogue, or the learning dialogue is becoming very, very rich. Okay, I am actually very very happy to have a dialogue like that. Would you like to set up alerts for these warning conditions? We have already set up these alerts. Yes, setting up alerts would be helpful, and I see that the CPU is around 45% now with high disk activity. That's normal for the data migration phase, right? Should we set up alerts for these three matrices as mentioned? We have already, I think, with the script here, he has already mentioned, or I think he has done this. Let me see. Uh, One thing here, how would you respond to help me set up these alerts and confirm the current metrics as normal? Before answering you, this is the one this is my note here. All of these scripts to monitor in-place upgrade, how they will work after each reboot of the system. This is one thing we need to put. An excellent catch. This is a very important limitation we need to address. Our monitoring scripts will stop working after each reboot because the PowerShell session terminates on reboot. Our variables and functions are lost. The process ID we are monitoring changes. Let me show you a more resilient approach. So here we can see he will begin putting this point into consideration. Create a persistent monitoring script. We will have first upgrade monitor script. We will have the logs, okay, created. Create function that persist across reboots. So he will, after running the script, I think he will save it to this file, and we have these logs. Okay, so we will have create a function that persist across reboots. Okay, create a schedule task to restart monitoring after reboot. So we'll have a schedule task to restart the script after reboot. This will start at startup, schedule PowerShell execution of the script, and it will run at startup, run by the system user highest level, and register schedule task, so and so. Main monitoring loop, you will get the counter, memory, CPU, log normal metrics, check for warning conditions. Now we are adding some conditions to warn us with these matrices. Okay, so check upgrade phase, okay, and then give us which phase we are currently in, and then save the monitoring script. So he will run all of these and then save it to this script, to this place with this name, set contents. He will take all, first he will create a folder in the C and take all of this one and all of the content all of the script and put it in a file called upgrade monitor.ps1 and then start the initial monitoring, and then he will begin executing the script. So this is how he will work or how the script will work, and persist the reboot process. If you go copy like that and try to ask again ChatGPT to explain, I think maybe you don't need, because actually we have already described every part of the script. Anyway, so he will monitor the process, okay, or he will run the script by using an in-place, by using a scheduled task. This improved approach: create a persistent log file that survives reboot, use a scheduled task to restart monitoring after each reboot, logs to both files, and Windows event log for redundancy. So here is, where is the part concerning logging? Here I don't see. Let me wait for a moment. Yes, he will log them in the event viewer and in separate logs here. Okay, so let me go again just to simplify things. Let me explain. Okay, this script in simple terms, so we can also have a look upon this script. Now we can have like that, and then we can also take the same prompt and ask Gemini to do so. So we take something like this, Control A and Control C. Now we can cancel this one and go to Gemini and ask it to do the same. Let's do like this, Control A, and then let's see the answer. So we can see here that here he is giving us a summary. This script creates a script that monitors system performance, so and so, CPU, memory, and disk, and logs the data along with any warnings to files and the Windows event log. Set up a schedule task to run the script automatically every time the computer starts. This ensures the monitoring continues even after reboot. Save the script to a file. Start the script running immediately. So these are the phases. Key improvements over the previous script. It runs continuously, even after reboots, thanks to the scheduled task. Logging, it records data and warning to files, allowing you to review the history of the upgrade process. Alerts, it highlights potential problems, low resources, and logs them to a separate file and to the Windows event log. Event log, using the event log is a crucial part of making this persistent and reliable. Even if the script crashes, the alerts will still recorded. Run as system user runs. The user with run with high privileges and without needing a user to be logged in. The script's much more robust solution for monitoring a Windows upgrade process. It provides detailed record of what happened and can help troubleshoot problems. You would run this script before starting the Windows upgrade. Okay, so this is the explanation of the script. If you go further and try to see the answer of ChatGPT, now we can go and see. Okay, he is explaining this one. Okay, logging, defining action, create a scheduled task. Okay, the main loop. So let's see the summary directly. The partial scripts set up a persistent monitoring system for a Windows upgrade process. It can also check system performance, CPU, memory, disk activity, and logs the data. It also looks for any warning conditions and logs those as alerts, even writing them to the Windows event log. Finally, by creating a scheduled task, it ensures the monitoring continues to run automatically after a reboot. Even though he didn't mention, I think the answer of Gemini is better. He is giving us in the summary what he will do exactly. So seems to be good. Okay, so now we can continue with the scenario. Now we have taken into consideration the reboot process, and we need to have it or to make sure our script will run even after the reboot. So after all of these scripts, first summarize what you have done until now for the in-place upgrade and give me the final script used after the last modification. So here he's giving me a summary of what we have done until now. This is the final compare. Let me see here here we can see this is what we have done until now. We have the initial setup, create backup points, initial check system requirements, document initial state, system preparation. We have stop services, create temp files, disable antivirus, then start the upgrade. Now in the monitor process, log files, performance matrices, phase tracking, auto start monitoring. So these are the final thing we have reached. As for the complete script, here is the complete script until now. And actually I have already taken, after finishing all of the case, I have already the script is ready and asked a lot of AI tools to upgrade it. Actually the one that I was working with is ChatGPT 03, which have fantastic capabilities of coding. So this is the final script. We will take it after finishing the case and explain it step by step. So let's continue with the answer again. So the final script combines all of our work in a comprehensive solution that prepares the system for upgrade, create persistent monitoring, handles reboots automatically, log all activities and alert, key improvements for our earlier versions, persistent monitoring across reboots, better error handling, comprehensive logging, automatic service management. Would you like to explain to me any specific part of the final script in more detail? So now I am trying to tell him to continue his conversation. Now we have stopped at the phase of data migration and drive installation. Now he will try to explain. Let me show you what thing we have stopped the last time at. So we have stopped at this matrices. Here, this we try to explain each one of these. Okay, so if we go there and ask him to let me go a little bit further. So here, let me go further. Now we have, would you like to respond to setup? We need to have these alerts integrated in the script to help us to give warning when one of these matrices is reached. Let us set up alerts and check our current metrics. So we have a CPU, it's 10 below 10% for too long, 95 above is for too long, memory 2 GB less than 2 GB available, disk Q2 more than 2 Q length, duration phase 45 taking too long. Okay, so we'll set up that and then add it to the script. Yes, your current metrics look normal for the data migration phase. CPU is 45% is perfect, except 60% high disk activity is expected. File copying, keep an eye on the memory above 2 GB. Let's add this alert to our monitoring script. He will add them. Okay, and this will be logged to the event viewer. These alerts will write to the event log, display warning on our monitoring window, helps identify issues quickly. Want me to show you how to check the alert history as we progress? Yes, that would be helpful. I will see we are getting green status on all of the metrics right now. How often should we expect to see warning during a normal upgrade? Or should it stay mostly green? During a normal upgrade, we might see occasional yellow warning, especially during phase transition. Let me show you how to check your alert history. So he will function to check alert history. I think you will check them from the event viewer. Check last hour of alerts from the event viewer, and it'll give you a summary, alert summary. okay, CPU and memory and so on. So what this, no alerts in the last hour. So it's good. This is developing. Okay, we can see now he is giving you like a summary after the upgrade is finished. He will give you a summary of the alerts if something is available. Run it every 15 minutes. Okay, so think this is good. We can continue. Normal process pattern, mostly green during sustained operations, yellow warnings typically during phase transition 2 to 3 minutes, system reboots, heavy copy operations, red alerts should be rare and brief. Would you like to see a trend of the matrix over time? Yes, okay, let's see. Let me set up matrix trending to visualize the pattern. So here is something like uh, as we can see here. I think here he is giving us like a simulation of the metrics of, actually this is fantastic. We can see here this is giving us the metrics, real life metrics, okay, that is working across. So we can see here that, for example, it's running. We have I don't know how much time this is running. So let's see here. The visualization help us spot patterns. Let me explain what we are looking for. CPU trend, purple line show waves of activity. Okay, peak during file operation, valley during verification phases. Memory trend, the green line, should remain relatively stable. Minor dips during heavy operations. Sharp drops need investigation. Disk queue. So actually he's simulating an upgrade and putting some matrices and metrics and simulating the whole process like if it is going directly. Trend queue. Okay, so all of these, notice how trends correlate. For example, when you see this activity spike, you will often see a corresponding CPU increase. Okay, would you like to explain what patterns might indicate problems we should investigate? Yes, please. I noticed that this queue has some spikes. How how do we know what spikes are normal for the upgrade and which one might indicate a problem? This is concerning the disk. Yes, but we focus but can we focus on the main subject? So it's getting deeper and deeper. I need him to finish the in-place upgrade and go to the fourth solution. What an in-place upgrade didn't work. We need to have a Windows reset. Okay, if this will not work. So asking him to focus on the main subject of fixing file systems by in-place upgrade because we have failed using DISM utility, and give me the final script for the in-place upgrade before moving to the next point. So here I'm just telling him to focus on the main subject. So here he's giving me the final in-place upgrade script. So that's right, let's focus back on our in-place upgrade solution. Since DISM repair fails, here is our final script. We can see here that this is going fantastically. I don't know how this in the next versions of this AI, how this will work, because actually fantastic. Okay, if we go to the in-place upgrade script, here is the final one, and actually I took it and modify it by other AI tools. So here the script will create proper backups and restore points, stop necessary services including any that might interfere, clean temporary files, verify system requirements, run the in-place upgrade, logs everything for troubleshooting, key improvements from our area attempts, more robust error handling, better logging, service management, system requirement verification. So I took this script and here asked ChatGPT to generate this one. So this is the final one after even taking it and modifying. So I take Claude script and ask ChatGPT to improve it. So let's take the final one, Control C, and then try to ask Gemini to explain it. Explain this script in simple terms. and let's see what will be his answer. Now we can take this one, Control C, and now we can tell him run, and now we can take the same one and ask ChatGPT to explain it. Now we have this and tell him do like that, and now we can go to Gemini and see so here if we go without going to further details, let's see the script. Here is the how it works step by step. You run the script, it will create a folder called performance data. It saves the inner script, the one with all the logic, the upgrade logic, to upgrade the script, so it will save all of the content of the script in a file. It creates a schedule task named Windows 11 Upgrade Monitor that runs upgrade script at every system startup. It start upgrade script .ps running immediately. Upgrade script reads its current state from upgrade.state.json file. Since this is the first run, the state is initial. It performs initial system preparation. It saves the state as pre-upgrade. It checks system requirement. If they fail, it logs an error and stops. If requirements are met, it saves the state as upgrade. It starts the Windows 11 upgrade process, setup.exe, waiting for it to finish its current state. It saves the state as post-upgrade. If the computer reboots, which is likely during the upgrade, the schedule task automatically run upgrade script again. Upgrade script reads the state from upgrade state.json, which now says post-upgrade. It performs post-upgrade verification. If verification unsuccessful, it removes the scheduled task and finishes. If the verification fails, it sets the state back to upgrade and tries again. The process continues with the script resuming from the correct phase after each reboot until the upgrade is complete. Here is saying the key improvements: complete upgrade solution, statement management. This is how he will know the upgrade state from a JSON file. Detailed system checks. It includes comprehensive checks for Windows 11 compatibility, error handling, scheduled task management. Okay, let's ask it this question. Can you, first let's ask it, will this script work as intended? Or it may encounter problems? Let's first ask this question. We'll take this question and ask ChatGPT. Okay, so let's see here. Summary of recommendations. Most important: verify setup path, ensure it's absolutely correct, improve actual upgrade, enhance error, review system requirements, test, test, and test. The script truly is a controlled environment, so first he's giving us some things here we maybe encounter. Here he's talking about potential problems. The setup path. Okay, wrong path. I think this is the files of the setup of the Windows. Impact, upgrade wouldn't start. Okay, so we need to make sure that double check before the running the script. Consider adding more robust error handling. Setup path. Okay, so this is correct. Setup exe file behavior and exit codes. Okay, okay, okay. Transition to pivot migration, remove, check code. I will ask him to explain it in more simple terms. Rebooting time and schedule task execution. The script rely on schedule task to restart it after reboot. If the system reboots very quickly, the start might not have time to fully register or trigger. While unlikely, it's a possibility. Script doesn't resume after reboot. Okay, so this can be a problem. Add a delay, 5 to 10 seconds, task trigger, permissions and user access control. This is also one of the things. From a script uses system and uses run at, there might be still edge cases where specific operation within the script, which analytic was set up, require a higher privilege or are blocked by user access control. So this is also one thing. System requirements problem uh, for completeness for disk space might be other system requirements that could cause the upgrade to fail. Okay, so uh, let me tell him something here. Simplify the answer. Explain in layman terms. So let's make it simple. So let's see here his concerns concerning this script. Now we have wrong address. The script needs to know exactly where the Windows installer is. Yes, that's correct. The installer is a chatterbox. The script tells the Windows installer to do its job and then it waits for the installer to say I am finished. The problem is the installer might be a bit unpredictable. It might say I am finished too early before it actually done all of the upgrade process, say I failed, even it's taking a break, uh, and plans to continue later. Reboot the computer, making the robot thinks that the installer has said something and really it's just temporary left. Okay, so the first one, you need to make sure that the installer place is correct. The second thing, we need to check the installer.exe or setup.exe behavior. Fix, this is the trickiest problem. We need to make sure that the robot's smarter. Easy fix, tell the robot to check what the installer said when it finishes. If the installer said I failed and here is why, the robot should log the information and maybe try it again later. Best but harder. Do not have the robot just wait. Instead, you have it constantly watch what the installer is doing. The installer leaves clues about its progress, like writing notes in a special file. The robot should read these clues to know if the installer is still working, has rebooted, or actually finished. This is like the robot watching the construction workers instead of just waiting for them to ring the doorbell. So something related to the setup uh, or the installer of the Windows, you are waiting for it to tell the script if it is finished or failed. We do not depend upon that. We need to check the logs. So we cannot depend upon the installer telling the script in which phase or what he is doing exactly. Okay, we need to check the logs to have a more accurate answer. Okay, so we have reboot hiccups. It's designed to survive reboots. It does by creating a reminder for the computer schedule task. The reminder says, when you start up again, run this script again. But if the computer reboots really fast, the reminder might not get set up properly, or the computer might not see it in time. Fix. Tell the reboot to wait for a few seconds after setting the reminder, just to be sure that the computer has registered it. And make the reminder a bit more specific, like run the script after you have been awake for a few minutes. So just tell the schedule task to wait for a couple of minutes until running the script to make sure that just a moment, guys. So let's continue, guys. Again, we can see All of these are legitimate concerns we need to address with our script. Now we go to the locked doors. Even though the robot has special permissions, it runs as powerful system user. Sometimes the computer might still say you are not allowed to do that. It's like the robot having a key, but some doors still need a special code. This is related to security setting, user access control. Make sure that the robot instruction, the script from a super-powered command prompt run as administrator. So we need to make sure that the setup is run as an administrator. If the robot encounters a door lock, have it write down exactly what happens in this logbook so you can figure out what happens. We need it to bypass user access control, or we can disable the user access control completely. Missing requirements. The script checks if your computer is ready for Windows 11, enough disk space, the right security chips. But Windows 11 is peaky. There might be other things it needs that the script doesn't check. Fix, read everything Microsoft say about Windows 11 requirement. Make sure that the robot checks for all of them. Here, I think you're referring to the robot at the script itself. Okay. You may have the robot have special capability checker tool from Microsoft to run extra sure. Lost in transition. Problem. If anything goes wrong, the script currently says error and stops. It doesn't tell you what went wrong and making it hard to fix. Fix. Make the robot a better communicator. If it runs into a problem, it should say what the problem is. Write down everything, maybe trying a different approach. Secret notes. Problem. Relates to problem 2. Instead of just waiting for installer to finish, the robot could be smarter. Teach the robot to read the secret notes that the Windows installer leaves behind it as it works. These notes in a special file tell you exactly what the stage of the upgrade installer is in. It's much more reliable than just waiting. No internet. Windows installer might need the internet to download update. The script currently turns off this feature, which can be good for speed. Fix it. The robot check if the computer has a working internet connection before it starts. The script is changed to allow online updates. Robot forgetting to clean up. After finishing the upgrade, idle the script should remove the reminder that was set up. This is the schedule task. It forgets the reminder is still there even there is no longer needed. Make sure that the robot tries to clean up the reminder, the schedule task, and report it if needed. Okay, let's tell him to apply your recommendations to the script and give me the final one. Let's see now. So just wait for a moment, guys. So let's continue, guys. Here is the recommendations from Gemini concerning the script of the in-place upgrade, reboot persistent and enhance error handling. Let's see what is the final conclusion or the modifications that he has done. We can see the script is a little bit long. You can see here my changes. Remove the wait and reboot. Function no longer waits for setup to finish and thus prevent it from rebooting. This is a significant change. Okay. State.ini. Instead of waiting to monitor the state.ini, the script now actively monitors state.ini file inside a while loop. This file is updated by Windows setup during the upgrade process. The script looks for the phase post reboot in this file to determine when the initial upgrade phase is complete. This is a much more reliable way to track progress. Progress check. The monitor loop also checks if the setup process is still running. If the process exists prematurely, the script logs the exit code and handles exits appropriately. Enhance requirements. Now we add a check for RAM at least 4 GB. Improve TPM check. Specifically look for TPM2 and check if TPM is ready. A very basic processor check, cores and speed. Important note, true processor compatibility checks for Windows 11 are complex. This is implication. For a truly accurate check, you need to consult a list of supported processors from Microsoft, which is beyond the scope of the simple script. increased minimum free space to 64 gigabyte official requirement, add more error logging in the check, improved error handling, schedule task handling, start sleep after registering the schedule task, add error handling to take registration and unregistration, get upgrade state, add a handling for a corrupted or invalid state file, creating a new one if needed, increase JSON conversion depths, prepare system function, detailed logging, how to use. We will just quickly replace the setup. We need to tell the script the setup path, save the script, run it as administrator, then we are good to go. Important consideration, testing. You need to test, always test backup, processor compatibility, setup variation. While the script is designed to more robust different versions of setup might still behave in an unexpected way. Through testing with your specific setup is essential. Dynamic update. The script currently disables the use of dynamic updates. If you plan to use that, remove the argument and implement an internet check. Okay, so this seems to be a good one. Let me try to do something here. First of all, we need to go to ChatGPT and uh, uh, ask him to first, after analyzing the script, we need to tell him, will the script work as intended and without problems? First of all, let's go and see what he is talking about the script. The PowerShell script automates a Windows 11 in-place upgrade while ensuring the process continues seamlessly across reboots. It sets up a working directory to store logs and state information, define persistent upgrade script that check system readiness, version, disk space, so on so, perform the upgrade in defined phase, initial phase, pre-upgrade checks, actual upgrade, and post-upgrade verification, logs every step to help diagnose issues, and use a schedule task automate restart the upgrade script after any reboot. So let's ask him this question. Okay, below the final evaluation of the script is an explanation of the potential issues. Let's break it down. I don't need all of this. Statement, error handling, final summary. The script will structure automating Windows 11 requests without reboot persistence. However, it may encounter problems in its current state. You must update the setup executable file. Placeholder for setup executable, that's correct. You have the correct path. Variable interpretation. So the use of a single quoted here string system requisites. This does not meet the required condition. CBM, okay. The script will exit. States consideration. A corrupted or missing JSON file will reset the process, possibly lead to unexpected behavior. Administrative privileges. Certain actions like creating task will fail, where a script is a solid start and could work as intended in a carefully controlled environment. Well, let me give him the considerations uh, uh, of Gemini. Okay, well, this considerations these notes are generated by Gemini Pro 2 concerning this script. Okay, set up behavior. So again, what is the final conclusion? Okay, so he is talking about these notes are accurate. The setup path must be correct. Exit code, schedule task reboot, permissions UC, requirements enhanced. Okay, let's tell him to modify okay, let me tell him something. I will take the code of tell him if there is any changes. Okay, let's take this script as a whole and tell him copy. This is the final script after addressing the issues. It seems to stuck at clarifying user query. Actually, I'm asking him I'm asking him to verify if it will work as intended, but let's see why he is stopping at that specific point. Well, let's do something here. Let's stop that and let's try to give him something or tell him we'll copy that. Okay, so we will, or let me do something here. Let me take the whole script. Okay. Okay, let's put it that way. And let's go before that. Let me go further. So first of all, let's do like this and go up and put like this and tell him this is the final script generated by Gemini Pro to address after addressing the above issues. Will the script work as intended? Will there be any problems? Is there any enhancements? Let's see if this will work with him. Okay, so let's go and do like that, and let's give it a try. Okay, so it's not giving us any problems. Maybe external behavioral timing of state time I environment like schedule task registration issues or US application accounted for. Enhancement, consider more granular handling to differentiate between various failures, potentially expand monitoring of upgrade process by adding check like registry or file-based indicators. Depend on real-world usage. You might implement retry logic for critical steps. Okay. Let me tell him to do something here to apply your enhancements and give me the final script. Give me the final script. So as you can see here, here is the script. Okay, let's get the script. Okay, then update our currently script. Here you go. I'll just do like this and control V. Now we can save it. Okay, and let's tell him something. Simulate output for the script. Here below simulated example of the output, log output from the upgrade process might look like when the script runs successfully. Keep in mind the actual timestamps process ID phase may vary based on your environment. We have first of all the scheduled task with upgrade registered successfully, resuming upgrade process, start initial system preparation, perform system preparation steps, hit activity path check, resume upgrade process for phase, pre-upgrade, run pre-upgrade check, verify system requirements for Windows 11 upgrade, system requirements verified successfully, resume upgrade process from phase, upgrade, executing the upgrade, upgrade process initialized, monitoring the state.ini, setup, downloading, installing, finalization, post reboot, setup, breached post reboot phase, exiting monitoring loop, performing post upgrade verification, upgrade successfully to so and so, schedule tasks removed successfully, script upgraded. So, okay, this seems to be a simulation. The first or the last thing I will ask him, or take the script, or uh, uh, well, this, let me get the same question. I need to get him something like this. We will put the script and we will have something like this. Tell him also will it will work as intended, and let's see also the uh, recommendations of Gemini. If we go there and try to get also, here you go, let's get like here, where you go, okay, this is the finals. Okay, the enhancements, so we can take like this, copy, and then go to Gemini, and let's give him this one, and Control V by chat GPT 03 03 many high. Okay, let's see the answer here. Okay, so now they have or confirmed that both this is minor different and potential requirements I mentioned are relatively small. With careful testing and correctment, setup paths should work as intended. So there is no further enhancement for this script. So here is detailed analysis of potential issues. Start actual upgrade. Good, good, good. Minor refinement. System requirement. Good. Minor refinement. Good. Excellent. Good, good. Okay, so this seems to be the final one, so we can approve it or we can work with it. The last thing we can do is just to do something. If we tell him to can you enhance this script more, So here we have an enhanced version of the script. Configurable parameters. We can control how much disk space the requirement, or for Windows 11 we can tell him, for example, we need RAM to be 6 or 8. The recommended is 4. We can play with the parameters. Log rotation, automatically archive the log when it exceeds the specified size. Optional email notification, disable by default. If enabled, the script will send an email. Okay, that's good. Error, additional error handling, inline comments. Okay, anyway, these are reasonably okay. This seems to be good. Okay, we can also take that and accept it. And let me open the script again and just go again to the Windows in place upgrade. So I have this script already. So here is the Windows in place upgrade. Now we can open it and edit it and just put the same script but with the additional things. Can we go deeper, or can we tell him to go further? Can we have something here? Maybe. Let me tell him. So now this is working. I think we can stop at that point in the script, and now we have the next points we will discuss. Let me go again, and here we will stop. What if in place upgrade failed to solve corrupted system files and before the DISM utility didn't work? What is the next step? So the next step is to reset. This is the one that we will discuss in the upcoming video. We need to discuss the reset option. So now we have another thing or another topic we can consider in the upcoming video with God will. What will happen if the in-place upgrade didn't work as intended? We need to go to the last thing, which is Windows reset. We need to reset the Windows. So until we discuss this in the upcoming videos, God will, hope this video informative for you all, and thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much.